Hello there. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Greg, and we are diving right into it. So we've got a little bit of house cleaning to start the week off, so to speak. I guess in terms of what's most exciting, what's going on with me is, of course, the continuing progression of my novel, The Tower: Legend of the Star Child. I I continue to be really excited by what I'm writing. This is the final cut. I'm going through every chapter. We're making it meaty. We're digging in. We're doing the final draft on all of it, and I'm very thrilled by it. And I continue to be. I cannot wait to share it with everyone. Obviously, things have been a little wonky. Some of you know the details. Some of you understand. So doing a final edit on this book has taken me longer. It's taken more time than it was for 89 Instrument of Destruction. But again, I think that's all going to pay off in the long run as I really, entrench myself in this fiction, in this world building. So I'm very excited about that on a personal level. Then in terms of house cleaning on fandom and everything going on, Transformers Rise. As of the recording of this video, I've talked about it a bit on Discord, kind of gone over it. It hurts. It really does. But it looks like Transformers Rise is in development hell, or it is just outright dead. Everything has gone silent on it since the debacle with Leu, the massive layoffs. Not at Certain Affinity. There's been no problems at Certain Affinity. Just in terms of the partnerships, it's gone completely silent. I'm now, for me personally, I'm taking Transformers Rise and I'm putting it on the shelf under development hell. I don't know if we'll ever see it. It's possible that it could just be in development hell, and maybe we'll see it one day, or it's possible its development hell has led to its cancellation. If I'm able to get more concrete information, I will absolutely talk about it. But right now, that's where we're at, and it sucks. It really sucks. I was looking forward to this game. I was looking forward to everything I heard about it. Certain Affinity is an amazing studio located here in Texas. Certain Affinity knows how to make a solid game. They have an amazing team in terms of being led by Max Hoberman, who, of course, was the multiplayer lead for Halo 2. We saw the work that Hoberman and his team did. We saw what he does with Certain Affinity and how he continues to work how he and Certain Affinity continue to work on Call of Duty and Halo. They have amazing projects lined up. They have original IPs lined up, and bravo to them. I can't wait to see what they do. But there will always be a nostalgic love for Transformers, and we don't get a lot of good Transformer games. They're very few and very far between. So I was excited about Transformers more than anything else, and the amount of silence surrounding it kind of feels like, oh, okay, just got to prepare for the fact that one day we'll see some leaked footage and we'll hear the story of when and how it got canceled or what put it in development hell. But yeah, I just don't feel like it's happening. I'd rather go forward saying it's not happening than keep anticipating like, oh, we're going to get it announced. We're going to get it announced. We're going to get it announced. I don't expect it to be announced anymore. I don't. It's been too long. It's been way too long. In terms of all the material that leaked out from Transformers Rise, even back when it was known as Transformers Impact, and even back further when it was known as Transformers Online, not to be confused with the game that came out in China called Transformers Online. Those are two different things. I see it in the comments every so often when we talk about this. There's a little bit of confusion, but that's not the same thing. A lot of that leaked material is slowly getting pulled down. I know that I pretty much anything that leaked out I have saved, but I know that it's getting pulled down, and I know it's just going to kind of vanish from the internet. And Transformers, while beloved and a huge property, it's not as big as what goes on in terms of the other IP. In terms of something like Star Wars or something like Marvel or DC or Harry Potter, Transformer games just kind of get lost in the shuffle. So one day I anticipate Transformers Rise to be completely forgotten unless it's released. If it's never released, then I think it will be completely forgotten. So we're going to have to hold on to it here at this channel. We will remember it fondly, and we'll hope for the best and hope that Hasbro is going to do something with Transformers. I would love for it to be with Certain Affinity. And we'll see how things shake out in terms of relationship with Leia and Tencent and Certain Affinity and Hasbro and Splash Damage, because Splash Damage was also working on this. So like it was a big thing. There was a lot of hands in there. Something has to leak out. I'm still holding out hope that something will leak out. Footage, game design, because when we last heard about it in the terms of the big leak, is that they had a final build for beta that they loved so much. There is gameplay of this out there. In some internal hard drive, there is gameplay of Transformers Rise. And I just want to see it. We've already seen some of the toys, but I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen either, because the release of the toys is completely tied into the release of the game. So at this point, I just don't know. I don't. There's nothing official. We haven't heard anything. It's literally gone completely silent. So that sucks. Of course, we have Hall H. We have San Diego Comic-Con. We still have a ton of videos coming out in schedule trying to go through all the various Marvel topics that kind of intrigued and piqued my interest. DC really didn't have nothing. There's really not a lot to talk about on DC. That's not good or bad. It's just a fact. You know, it's too early to talk about the sequel to the Batman. It's too early to talk about, the HBO Max shows that tie into that Batman verse. And now we're just kind of waiting for Black Adam to hit and Shazam to hit and Aquaman and then The Flash, which everybody knows how I feel about The Flash. That's not going to get its own video. I refuse to give Flash any attention. I refuse to, it sucks. I love Michael Keaton. I'm not paying money to see The Flash, though. I will find a way to see it because of Michael Keaton, but it will be for free. I'm not going to pay to see The Flash. I'm not going to add to that box office. And that's me. That's my prerogative. Again, to each their own. Everybody does their own thing. Can't wait to see Michael Keaton back as Batman, because he was my live-action Batman growing up. But, like I said, I'm going to see that for free because I'm just not going to fund that. Aquaman, sure. I mean, I know people are excited about that. I can't really say anything about Aquaman for me. Sorry. I'm really excited about Wakanda Forever, though, and their depiction of Namor and Atlantis, or, well, what they'll end up calling it, which I can't pronounce. I'm not even going to try to right now. I can't pronounce it, and I haven't done enough training to pronounce it. But I think if one movie is going to have a superior version, it's going to be Wakanda Forever versus Aquaman. That's just me. I'm excited for Black Adam. I really like Dr. Fate and the Justice Society. Like, that's all. I loved those superheroes growing up. I really want to see them in live action. I'm a little apprehensive to see if Dwayne Johnson and his team can pull off this film. I am cautiously optimistic, but I have every intention of seeing it. But I'm seeing it for the Justice Society because I just can't believe it. We're going to have the Justice Society on the big screen and in what looks to be reasonably budgeted and at least visually reasonably well done. Again, reasonably. We're going to keep it even. And then Andor. One of my most anticipated Star Wars shows. Andor was supposed to premiere on the 31st of August. It got delayed. The first 2 episodes were going to premiere on the 31st of August. It got delayed to September 21st. So now the first 3 episodes will premiere on the 21st of September. It looks like it's completely political. It doesn't look like anything's going on behind the scenes. And when I say political, I mean it looks like it's trying to move away from She-Hulk and Lord of the Rings of Power, which is fair because I think it would all get lost in the shuffle. I'm sorry to say, and again, you can debate this if you wish. In my opinion, there's nothing to debate here. Lord of the Rings of Power is the biggest show of the year. It is the top trending show in terms of search analytics. It has generated the most search results of any streaming series. Besides Stranger Things, maybe it'll beat Stranger Things, maybe it won't, but Stranger Things is the biggest show of this year so far. Maybe Rings of Power can compete with it, we'll see, but I know in terms of searching and in terms of analytics, Lord of the Rings and Stranger Things are kind of neck and neck. In terms of Marvel, Lord of the Rings, and Star Wars, the Lord of the Rings series overshadows all of those in terms of searches and analytics. I think there's something really powerful that's going to happen. I think if that show really knocks it out of the park, we're looking at what is going to be the best show of the year. And again, obviously, Stranger Things is Stranger Things. That's its whole separate thing. Stranger Things is wonderful, beautiful. I love it. But in terms of new shows dropping, Obviously, Stranger Things has a built-in fan base. Lord of the Rings has a built-in fan base. Marvel, Star Wars, they all do. But this is a season 1. This is a big premiere, and I think it's going to overshadow She-Hulk. I think it's going to overshadow Andor if Andor had premiered a few days prior. So I think there's a smart business to have She-Hulk premiering in August, on August 17th, and then pushing Andor back a little bit to kind of get away from that juggernaut of that big premiere, which is a movie-length premiere. So we're really in for something special. But yeah, that for me, that's my big countdown. I'm excited for She-Hulk. I'm excited for Andor. But my big countdown is The Rings of Power. That's really it. I mean, if you've talked to me outside of this, if you know me, you know I am a very passionate Tolkien fan. I love fantasy. Fantasy rarely gets done, and it rarely gets done right. So I have very, very high expectations. Colleagues that I trust implicitly have seen the first 3 episodes, and they have nothing but praise for it. Which excites me as well. So I'm going in with incredibly risen expectations. I'm the conductor of the hype train, pretty much. So kind of going through everything again. Like I said, a little bit of house clean, a little bit of catching up on all of this. By all means, join us in the Discord. There's an invitation to our Discord community in the description below. Join us. Share there what you're most looking forward to in terms of shows, how you feel about the delays. Are you looking forward to She-Hulk? What do you think is going to be the biggest show this year? And you can also comment down below in this video. Please consider checking out our Patreon. We have 2 tiers available, a $3 tier and a $5 tier. And again, to all of my patrons, thank you all so much for your support. You can join our Patreon by following a link in the description below. In addition to that, my debut novel, 89, Instrument of Destruction, is available to order now from Amazon, so please check that out. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, share our content with your friends. It helps immensely with YouTube's analytics and algorithms. Above all else, and most importantly, stay safe, take care of others, and have a legendary day. Bye, everyone.